Today I'm in my kitchen and we're going to do a battle royale between 4 different gluten-free flours. I've got the one that I usually use, which is Jules gluten-free all-purpose flour. And I've also got Bob's Red Mill 1-to-1. And I've got Cup for Cup, which is its own brand. And I've got King Arthur Measure for Measure. I'm gonna whip up 4 batches of brownies, and it's the same recipe for each one, and I'm even gonna bake it all in the same pan because I only have one glass pan that's 8x8, and that can affect the bake if you do different metals and whatnot. So, all in the same pan, 4 batches of brownies to see the differences between them, if there are any, and maybe pick a winner of some kind. All right, I hope you stay tuned. This is gonna take me a while. All right, the first one's out of the oven. This is gluten-free Jules, and it looks good. Now that I've got the last batch in the oven and I'm a little cleaned up, I want to point out a couple interesting things. The ingredients in the flour, in the different flours, are all a little different, which is interesting. So, Bob's Red Mill, for example, the #1 ingredient is sweet rice flour, followed by whole grain brown rice, potato starch, whole grain sorghum, tapioca, and then xanthan gum. Bob's Red Mill flour also made the stickiest batter. I don't know if that's a clue yet or not of anything. King Arthur flour, the #1 ingredient is rice flour, then whole grain brown, sorghum, tapioca, potato starch, cellulose, vitamin and mineral blend, and then xanthan gum, and then cellulose gum. King Arthur flour also made the runniest batter. They were all pretty thick. The recipe I used didn't have a lot of liquid. They were pretty thick, but that was the runniest. Cup for cup, we have non-GMO cornstarch as the #1 ingredient, white rice flour, brown rice flour, tapioca flour, potato starch, xanthan gum. And finally, Jules, modified tapioca starch, potato starch, cornstarch, then white rice flour, corn flour, xanthan gum. I would say these two were more similar to each other, and these two were more similar to each other in batter. Meaning these two were a little grainier as well, and these ones a little smoother in the batter. But we'll see. The taste test is the ultimate proof. Whatever tastes the best, it has the best texture. Once it's baked, that's certainly what I'm going for. But I was glad to see a difference because I was a little worried. What if they're all like the same and I do all this for nothing? So I'm a little glad that I noticed differences already. The top left is Jules. The top right, Bob's Red Mill. The bottom left is Cup for Cup. And the bottom right is King Arthur. You can see how the left two are more of a dark brown and the right two are a little redder. It's interesting. Okay, now the results, the part you're all tuning in for. So I got 4 opinions, mine, my husband, my mom, and my mom's husband. Both my husband and I ended up voting for Bob's Red Mill. I'm honestly surprised by that. I kind of expected to like either Jules or Cup for Cup best. Then we ranked Jules, Cup for Cup, and placed King Arthur in 4th place. My mom and her husband picked Jules as their favorite, followed by King Arthur. They didn't rank the other two. They felt like King Arthur was more traditional in taste and texture, but really enjoyed Jules. My husband and I liked the texture of Bob's Red Mill. It was fluffier initially out of the oven. Jules seemed to enhance the chocolate flavor the most. We felt like King Arthur had some off flavors, actually. The day after baking, Cup for Cup had become really grainy and gritty. It was pretty unpleasant, actually, while the others seemed to firm up and become better. Honestly, I feel like I need to put these flours to the test again and bake something where they can't hide.
The chocolate and the brownies could be hiding a multitude of sins, so my next battle royale between these will be something that exposes the flour even more. Stay tuned!